People underestimate how much early damage matters in the game of World of Tanks. Purely from a theoretical standpoint, if you deal damage or spot a load of tanks moving to a flank early in a game, you can potentially impact 14 minutes of gameplay. If you do that same thing mid-game, you can only impact 7 minutes. Hi, I'm Steve Wallace. I'm very good at World of Tanks, and I'm going to take you through some positions designed to be used at the start of your games to gain you some early advantage. Spawning on Ensk in a mobile tank can feel a little stifling, having only 600 meters squared of map to exploit. But given that in most tanks your view range extends almost into the enemy spawn, there are still things you can do early on this map. Let's talk about the encounter game mode first, as the spawns are more conducive to exploitable movements from the enemies striving for a more suitable location. Spawning north on encounter in a mobile tank with good view range, you can take this route.
Time to roll out.
Break this wall and turn hard towards these trees. Fire a shot directly through them. That will break the wall that blocks vision in the enemy base. If you make this shot 15 meters away from the foliage that you are approaching, it will prevent you from being spotted by the enemy. Moving into this spot with the wall broken down allows you to spot any and every enemy moving towards the town. In addition, while you spot enemy vehicles from the opening that you created, if you aim through the wall to the right, you can open up a very sexy side shot into an opportunistic target. This enemy will likely be caught out in a position where they can't return fire, and you have an easy escape route pulling up to the side of this building.
Okay, yeah, well I wasn't referring to that either, Cactus. I was just sort of
That was perfect.
Mention, man.
That was absolutely perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. This. Don't you dare. Keep moving, dickhead! This is especially useful in tanks with high mobility and alpha damage. Think something like a Grau 15 that can set you up on a battle on Ensk with some nice early damage. Switching to south spawn encounter, a similar move. Follow this line. And approach these bushes from this angle. Because of the natural gap in this wall, which by the way is always there, you don't need to shoot it down, you can spot vehicles moving towards the west, and glancing the movement facilitates a cherry-picked shot into the most vulnerable target as it moves further on. You'll often get a clean shot into arty, and of course you can just plow a shot off and then relocate into the town. And you have a perfect escape route because, unlike on the standard battle of Ensk, no one can shoot you from here. On the standard battle, these windows are open. On the encounter battle, they're blocked up by rubble. So you can take an early initial shot from there and then come out and dip straight through here in perfect safety. On standard Ensk, it becomes more of an information game. There's startlingly few opportunities for you to procure early damage with any real degree of consistency. Information, however, is an entirely different story. From south, as you approach the east, take a straight route up this road. With a piece of destructible cover ahead of you making it a more difficult shot for the enemy, and an easier bore with a hard right turn is a good way to acquire safe, early knowledge about the enemy team's presence on that flank, which in turn can help you to plan your game. I would expect us to find people, and there you go, there's a first spot. Oh, and now that I'm looking at it, what you can do is you can spot through there, and you can aim here. Cheeky bit of early damage with an easy escape. Nice! We are all familiar with the lust that mobile tanks feel for the alluring high ground that is the Abbey, but where there's incentivized zerging, there are ways to exploit that. If you spawn north and you don't want to commit into the Abbey yet want early damage and information, follow this line. Occupying these bushes gives you a perfect shot on enthusiastic churchgoers with a very safe and flexible exit. And this allows you a clean shot on whoever moves up into the middle. Of course, it helps if you're not shit at the game. But I'd say that helps with most positions. But yeah, you've got perfect shots on anyone moving up. Good way to establish some neat early damage and information. And as you can see, it's a fairly safe position. You're using this in front of you to conceal yourself from any people on the side here. You've got no real danger of crossfire unless they move up a ridiculous amount. So, yeah, really nice. On south, you can take this route. Perching on this corner offers safe, early damage with no concern of crossfire due to the structures that surround you. Oh wow, you actually spot so early from here. Is that a regular position? Oh my word, it is! Look at this, you actually spot so early. Now, if you your voracious medians will occasionally make their way up during crossfire to acquire the balcony locations. However, if you don't feel like investing in them or feel like they're going to be too crowded, though you have other options. From the south spawn, follow this route. Perch up here, using the slope of the hill to aid with gun depression if you need to. This position, assuming you aren't actively contested, even if you are, you can maybe make some shots anyway, it gives you nice side shots and vision into some of the slower heavies making their way towards the west. Likewise for the north side. Speed being of the essence here, take this route. Pay particular attention to this turn here. It's very easy to lose a lot of speed if you take it too steeply. Once in position, the shot is a little more difficult, but you can certainly extend vision towards the heavies, and information is power. Duly note, however, these are not positions to stick about in for a long time, as those balcony positions will soon be occupied and provide crossfire onto. Now with this one, speed is being of the essence, right? So you're gonna go pretty much straight through this bush, straight off and make a little jump. Now one thing you've got to bear in mind is
ammo storage is hit. We're lucky it didn't blow.
And you
Shadow
failed.
God, I think you need to recheck your math for your tickets there, man.
So, Halluf gameplay in my mobile tanks has been recently largely eclipsed by the pure, unadulterated comedy value of sticking something stupid in the A1 bush and then proceeding to have an unreasonable amount of success. However, there are locations here that are defensive enough to promote your longevity, but are dripping with untapped potential. From the north spawn, follow this path. Make your way into this bush. Now, this allows early spots and vision on those moving up to the north, as well as any enthusiastic light tanks in the middle, without overcommitting you into that same low ground in the middle. On the north, a slightly more dangerous one. Plot a course like this. With the goal being to get into this foliage. This provides fantastic vision on light tanks in the middle, enemies moving up the north, and potentially you will pick up a foolhardy tank destroyer or two poking too far forward. Okay, so this is a great position for counter-scouting mid, for spotting the TDs that poke aggressively on the top there, as you can see. You also get vision on people poking too aggressively around here. You can light someone up on the middle. You can see how much awareness we're granting our team from being in this position. Obviously, if you do get spotted going into this location, right, one thing I want you to do is don't reverse up and out. Do not reverse up and out. You've got momentum that you had while coming into this location, so keep going forward, and just pull your way around here. Right? That will get you into cover quicker than reversing up and back. Right? And then once you're unspotted here, you can just relocate out that way. So yeah, fairly safe. So, Empire's Border, for this one you've got to be spawning north, and you also should be blessed with mobility, fuel range, and tie armor. Think something like an LT432 or T100 LT. Follow this route.
Let's get this show on the road.
With your end goal being this hill, huddled up to this rock. Now, not only does this allow you side shots into enemies progressing up that flank, it shields you from the left. You have RT cover, you'll likely spot and prevent TDs from occupying these bushes, and should anyone rush you from above, you're likely to have a good deal of fire support behind you. A risky investment to be sure, but if in the right tank, in the right situation, it could set you up for a monster of a game. So, spawning south on Erlenberg in a nippy mobile tank allows you a sneaky but rewarding play. Tank this route.
Let's go.
With your goal being this foliage, remember to knock over the tree in a favourable direction. Sitting here grants vision on opponents cresting the defensive hill and will also provide spots on those enemies moving further up, denying any aggression. In addition, you'll be making sure no movement in the town will go unnoticed by you or the team, making it particularly useful in an encounter battle. Okay. So yeah, I like this in the encounter game mode just because it gets vision. There's just that little bit higher likelihood that you're gonna get valuable intel for your team. I love the fact that if you get here early enough, you spot people crossing in the open there. That is absolutely lovely, and something that I didn't really appreciate before I tested this in this environment. Another benefit of actually coming here and testing it is amazing. If these guys want to, look at this, lads. Unlike last time where they came to the corner and proxied me, if they want to stay in the cap circle, they can't hit proxy. Can I get the VZ to come right to the edge of the cap circle? And let's see, if you're right on the edge, is that proxy? I think it probably will be. Oh my god, it's not. If they want to stay in the cap circle.
Yeah, wait a sec, mate. You know, cap circle starting exact. Roll out until the cap circle thing stops.
Yeah, if he perches directly on the edge, he can get a proxy. but for the most part, people aren't going to want to leave the cap, so that makes this position even stronger, right? Because people are less likely to activate proxy spot on you. And now, when you're approaching this bush, if you do happen to get spotted, duck left into the town and move back towards your spawn to reset and replan. You should be able to get out perfectly safely, as the Ensk stage, the approach, will be far before enemy heavies can claim position in the town. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I want to thank everyone who helped me out in the team training with demonstrating these positions. It was thoroughly helpful and hopefully you guys found it informative as well. Do be sure to check out the Patreon page if you want to help keep the YouTube channel completely ad-free as it is now. Where it's in my power to do so, of course. Come find us live on Twitch. We have a great old time over there every weekend and on Mondays where we try to ace particular tanks. Other than that, it's been wonderful having you. Check out the Learn to Play World of Tanks playlist that will pop up there if you want to see more videos in this style. Stream shenanigans for anyone in the mood for a hearty bit of laughter. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Master of variety, creator of the classiest society, and nothing can beat him but the Tiger P, he's always delivering. That is no dystonia, his hands are calm. That is wargaming shivering, strong like a Range Rover, hot like a flamethrower. He'll beat your chieftain in the talk, game over. Raping games